Welcome to the PDR Workshop Podcast, where we provide information about the paintless dent removal process, anywhere from the best business practices, tech tips, and even tool recommendations. Don't forget, you can always join us and engage with the community during our live show every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. Thank you for listening and enjoy. 3, 2, 1, we're live. I didn't even know. Anyway, guys, welcome to the PDR Workshop live show. We are back. Sorry for the absence.
It's been rough.
It has been
rough.
Definitely for sure.
It's been rough.
Yeah, it is. It has been crazy over here in the DC metropolitan area.
Yeah.
We got hit with a double storm, small pockets of hail, and we thought it'd be great to share with you guys how we are learning how to set up our storm. It's not our first rodeo, but I've improved over the years, and we wanted to definitely share with you guys.
And every storm's different, so I think we learn with every storm anyway. So,
yeah,
it's always a learning curve.
Sure. Well, let's thank our sponsors. We got Blim Tools, Mobile Tech RX, and Dentcraft Tools. So I think this episode would be fun. I think it'd be hopefully informative, and we want it to be engaging. Have you guys, comment if we say something wrong or if we ask questions. We want this to be a very kind of a informative and positive episode. We're route guys, and occasionally we get hit with hail, probably once every 2 to 3 years, and we have to facilitate certain tasks and shift our whole program within 2 or 3 days. We're just basically now we're hail guys overnight. So it can be a task. It can be cumbersome to do, but we've done it 4 or 5 times here at Dentless Touch. So we have a good routine, I would say.
Yeah.
Your mic is acting up here. What's going on here?
I don't know. It'll be okay. But I think the biggest thing though is the transition, making that as smooth as possible between just our regular scheduling programming, and then all of a sudden hail hits and it's this whole new program that we have to kind of switch to super quick.
Yeah.
As long as that goes smooth, then everything's okay.
Yeah. I agree.
But we've learned over time how to do certain things. It's not like it's hailing every single day. So from every year, you learn more and more stuff to do with a storm, how to do it better, how to make it faster, how to facilitate things, like you said, in a timely manner, as quick as possible. So I know we definitely have learned within the last, 8 weeks, I think, a lot of things, especially now that we are working together with this. I know I've done storms by myself. I know you have as well. But now we're doing this, not completely different, but organizing a little bit more, coordinating a little bit better. Like just things are happening and making things a little bit easier because there's kind of two heads that are capable of understanding how it all moves.
But it's crazy how our coordination needs to be on point.
Yeah.
Quickly, if I don't know what you're doing that day and vice versa,
Yeah.
we just get confused, and then we're asking questions. We're asking another guy, what's this, that, and the third. So just a little quick tip. We've been using something called Trello. It's been helping us manage all of the hail cars. So that way, if one of the guys are free or just get done with a car quicker, or maybe it wasn't a right and go, it was something that, maybe just needed an estimate, he can see what the entire team is working on that day or what he can go and start. So that's pretty sick system, I would think. It's called Trello, guys. It's free. That's Trello if anybody's interested. And it's basically like a project management board. We use it just like a chalkboard, so it shows our guys, where we're at in different cars.
Yeah, it shows internally where we're at, what we have going on, and then we've actually set up a couple of our accounts and our customers with the same board actually to facilitate things through their shops, and so we can communicate actually through this board rather than text message or call. We can understand where cars are in the process of reconditioning. So check that out. I put a link in the chat, but it's definitely been super helpful with everyone. Just staying on board and just staying organized with as many cars that have been on the ground lately.
Yeah. I think we probably did 40, 50 cars so far. Maybe
I'm gonna
more
say
than that.
they're starting to run together at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Now I have a tool here. It's been great. I actually ordered it through James Lee. You can get it through Amazon, so you don't have to go there. But it is the Shore Bonder glue gun. And I know you guys have been patiently waiting for me to do a glue gun review. The main reason I haven't done the glue gun review is I think I need at least 3 to 4 months of consistent use, and then I know the glue gun is pretty good. So some of them, actually like the Ryobi, after about 3 or 4 months, they just start failing, start pouring glue out. And so I need to be able to let you guys know that. So that's what's taking so long with this review. And then there's so many new glue guns coming out in the market. It used to be just PDR guys building these glue guns. Now you got Ryobi, you got
larger companies going to the cordless.
Exactly.
Milwaukee's doing. I mean, a lot of these major companies have been doing cordless.
Yep.
But some of these smaller accessories that now are important to our job, and I think just any other just trade and skills and stuff like that, are becoming more prevalent. So a lot of flashlights and little heaters and the jacket warmers and stuff like that. A lot of this stuff is becoming cordless and battery operated. And this is now one of the newer glue guns on the market now that is able to now take a Makita battery, as you can see here.
Yeah, so it takes which we use, we have a Ryobi. I think we have a 6-bank charger. We have 10, 15 Ryobi batteries. Anyway, but we run Makita, most of the mobile guys. They don't really run the Ryobi. So we have some guys with the Ryobi glue guns and then some guys with the Makita. For us, it is perfect. Now, in James Lee, he sells the adapter that you can fit whatever battery you want. So that makes it perfect. And if you have a bad battery or if you just need a quick battery, like the Ryobi brand is cheaper. So if you want to run to, I believe Home Depot sells them. If you want to run to Home Depot and grab your little Ryobi set, it's cheap. Just something to get you by for that day.
I forgot my glue gun.
Yeah,
you know, the one I have
the batteries
isn't
not
working.
Yeah, I dropped it and all of a sudden the battery's in 1,000 pieces.
A quick fix is Home Depot Ryobi. Go get it.
It's not $299 for 2 batteries and a charger. You can save some money there. But anyway, these things are, I think, around like $20 or $30. So this is
even cheaper than a Ryobi, huh?
Yeah, and you can change the tips and all that stuff. And Ryobi gets too hot.
Okay.
I mean, it's boiling when it comes out. So this is a really good temperature. So I think this is the reason why James Lee decided to sell it. Like I said, I got 2 of them from James Lee, 2 of them from Amazon. Roughly around the same price, guys.
Nice.
So that's it. So let's go over, and you guys can jump in with any questions at any given time. Dave's handling the questions, trying to respond because he is so quick with the typing. Good night. So let's go over what is hail. Just quickly, like 1 minute, what is hail? I just summarize it. Just ice falling from the sky. Could be anywhere from pea size to grapefruit size, and I don't think any guys want to work on that type of damage.
I don't think so either.
But some people might do that. So, and what gets damaged with hail? Normally, the top surfaces, top of the doors, that gets damaged with hail. And I think the sweet hail is really about golf ball size. I would think maybe a little bit smaller. I guess it depends on the force, like the wind.
Yeah,
like the force of the impact when it hits cars. But basically, top surfaces of cars, if the wind's blowing off to the side, it's a few dents on each panel, can range between, I would say, 15 to 30 on maybe some of the doors on average, and then the hoods can go anywhere from 5 to 150, 200 dents. So it all depends on the storm and what Mother Nature is doing. Now, the big question, how does hail impact a PDR business, Dave?
Provides us with work. I mean, this is what we're here to do. Fix dents on cars.
Yeah, I think it is the perfect marriage. A PDR tech, with hail. I think maybe PDR came from, the hail side of things, I would imagine. And then obviously we door dinger guys, we do some of the larger, more collision. I mean, every pretty much repair we do, it's somebody hit us in a parking lot or something like that. So
Yeah.
we rarely get, hail on a daily basis like that. So yeah, I think it will dramatically increase, I would think, sales. Just because you just have so much damage, you can get help, and you could just stay in one area instead of running around doing one dent here, one dent here. You can actually do 200 dents, which they do lower the price significantly when you have that amount of work on one car. So, but guys are very, very proficient nowadays, and they're able to just hump through these cars like a top level tech. I mean that they are, or anybody that's really proficient in a craftsman. So, but yeah, these guys have it down to a science. Some of them. So we've been blessed with being able to work with some of them.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, hail hits, cars get damaged, they need to get fixed. PDR companies are around. We're here. This is what we do. We're in business to fix this type of damage, and then it's pretty much game on. You know what I mean? It hails. It's time to go.
Yep.
Fix cars.
So quick, what benefits does PDR have against the body shop on this hail side? Just we're going over this just for the guys that don't know, that may listen in.
Yeah,
may be interested. I know most of these guys in this chat probably.
No, actually, we're getting a lot of new viewers, I think, right now, just coming from all over, and a couple asking about training and stuff. So I think the current viewers right now are just kind of all over the board. So if you don't know what hail is, Google it. It's kind of everywhere. It falls from the sky. It's just.
Why is it better for a PDR tech compared to just the conventional method of doing these repairs?
I think just overall time and quality.
Yeah.
I mean, easily. We're not replacing. We're not repainting. We're taking that metal, putting it right back to where it was. The quality that we deliver compared to what a body shop can't.
Yeah.
They're simply just respraying the entire thing.
Right.
Repainting the entire thing, whereas that does not happen. We maintain everything original, everything's factory. So probably the biggest benefit right there. And the next one I think would be time.
Yeah. I think time is, yeah. And I think probably the depreciation. I mean, if you had a hail damage on your car and it's got repaired through PDR, a professional company, I mean, I don't see it actually hurting the value of the car as much as maybe repainting the entire car. I would imagine. So what's next? What have you experienced with the body shop, and how have they been, I guess, not necessarily treating us, but how have they been acting when we come in? We pretty much get 5, 6, 10 of their cars that are coming through their door. They're facilitating the whole communicating with the insurance company, estimating and stuff like that. How has that been any different than in Chicago for you?
No, because it's kind of all over the board. To me, it's kind of depending on what account. But, you have your accounts where the people in that account are willing to do whatever you want, whenever you want, willing to work with you, get everything done as fast as possible. What do you need from us? And we're asking the same, what do you need from us? And it's just working, it's meshing. Then, we've actually kind of run into accounts where there's a little hesitation. There's a little, I don't want to say struggle, but maybe they aren't as comfortable with the hail process. So we're finding some of them need a little bit of education from us to kind of walk them through, even being a body shop. Hail claims, I think, just aren't as common as just a regular collision damaged car that would come into their shop. So when hail hits, they're learning, I think, as well. With the storm, they don't know how many cars. They're trying to see how many they're going to get, how many people are going to have to work now. Are we going to be staying late? Is this more paperwork? There's a lot of things going on their end. So we've seen accounts that are just willing to work with us, and that none of that is an issue for them. They're willing to have all their customers from their insurance companies come in, all the local customers from the market come in, get their stuff fixed, and we're there to help. We've had accounts kind of delay, I think, some of the cars just because they are getting overwhelmed and we're ready to work and we're like, hey, where are they? Let's get the keys. Is this approved? They're estimated. What's going on? And they're like, hey, can you kind of hold on? Because we're right there ready to work. So right now, nothing's different. It's all situational based on the accountant. So what I am doing just as a tech and working for Dentless Touch, working with Dentless Touch and these companies, I'm learning how to cater to them in such a professional manner with this storm that next time this happens, there's going to be no question that we're going to be called.
Right.
You know,
I mean, that's the whole point.
That is the point. Yeah.
After the storm, we still want to do their everyday.
If we end on a Friday, all the hail cars are done. I want you to call us back on Monday for whatever car you have.
Exactly.
And you trust that we're just going to always be there for you. And that's what we, try to do. That's, I know what I try to do with every car I touch, with every person I'm talking to, especially in these accounts, because we're not in there as often as we are during hail.
Yeah, for sure.
With hail, we're in there multiple days during the week, long hours, maybe not the same amount of time we would be there if we were just there for one or two cars, door ding here, crease here, just regular collision, style damage. We're in and out, couple hours, done.
Yeah.
The relationship and the conversation's sometimes a little shorter. Whereas this, you're really getting to know your accountant. They're really getting to know the company.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like, for me, it's fun. I love that whole relationship building part.
It's crazy because they're stressed out.
Yeah.
I got 5-6 claims coming in, and then we're just like, all right, cool. Just bring them in.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. And they're like, oh my, what are we going to do? Yeah. That's 5 cars. You got more?
Yeah. 5 is nothing. But yeah, for the last 2 weeks, going into this main topic here, for the last 2 weeks, we have literally been setting up this entire storm. There's some things that I feel as though I could have done a little bit better, but they're all, small things. We've had 2 storms actually come through. So I've had a series. I'm trying to work the first week of each storm. So both storms, when they came through, you listen to the news. I don't have the nice $3,000-$4,000 app that everybody keeps talking about, where it shows you what hit. I can just listen to the news, and then I think there's a website you can go to and get a general idea of what hits. But I tend to just drive out there, physically go out there, especially if it's 20 to 30 or 40 or even an hour away. I tend to just go out there, check all the cars, get an idea if there is damage, because some hail does not create any damage on vehicles. And then I have to kind of spread out like a 5-mile radius, because hail can hit across the street and do damage on one side and no damage on the other. So we try to get an idea of how many cars that may need to be repaired. And then the following day, if we are not in that area, that's not an area that we service on a weekly or monthly basis, then we try to go and see if anybody needs our help. And that was what we did in Bethesda area. We are not known in Bethesda or the Silver Spring area. It was a light storm. I think we only got about 30 cars out of that storm, but we were able to pass out our cards, get a few cars, but we were, I guess, the best part about it was we were able to work with another competitor, and he needed help, and we had the team to be able to facilitate, the work being done. And so he was saying, hey, if you're up in Rockville or Bethesda,
since you're here,
can you run over to this spot? I knew a couple of insurance guys already. They were saying, hey, what are you going to do with this hail that hit out Silver Spring? I said, well, we're going to be working into this body shop starting Monday. So if you want to bring the cars here, you can use my light to write up the cars or any of that stuff. So that worked out great. That's in our area, man. I love the guys in our area. We work as a team. So shout out to Richard from Dent Hero. He basically gave us the lead on that because he couldn't do it, and that was actually great. So that's how that storm went. The body shop said that we had 40, 50 cars ready to go. That's what it seemed like, 22 cars in one day, get it done. And so we literally called our connections to get some guys to help us. And it kind of, was around like 1 or 2 cars a day. It wasn't really the power, like 5, 8 cars getting dropped off a day. So we had to kind of, I guess that's what I say I could have done better. I wish they had a clear understanding of what we can do and what we need, so I can get guys that will travel, our guys that we call on when hail hits, give them some more insight before they head out there. Because towards the end of the week, we were able, as our team, our core team, was able to handle everything that they had. So, and really that week that he was there, we were able to really handle it. So I was basically just an estimator for the entire week, which for me sucks. I really enjoy pushing. So that was a painful 2 weeks for me. Dave is just diving away.
Yeah, I mean we got a lot of questions going on here, so I'm trying to answer.
Care to share?
So someone just quickly answered, what about repeat hail on a previously bondoed panel? Does that create problems?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
100%.
I mean, we had a repainted car and we were just struggling with it, and I actually pulled the paint on the hood.
Yeah.
Always the last pull. It was like a series of the last 3 dents on the car, and pulled the paint clear right off. I mean.
Yeah, so if that panel that you're working on has been previously bondoed, now you're going to be, if you're pushing, you're going to be pushing behind that, or pushing through that, I guess, because they put it on the outside.
And that doesn't really flex. That just
it just cracks. Because it's paint over that's hardened, and you're pushing right behind it, which is going to spread that, crack it. Paint cracks too, everything. So on top of that, you're going to be pushing with the Bondo if it's in that area. And then on top of it, if it's a full repaint on that panel, if you do go to glue pull as well, that could create problems. So Terry had asked about that, so I was trying to answer that as quickly as possible.
Push and Polish is talking about iDamage app is like $3. Mm-hmm. So I think I used to have that. I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah.
So thanks, Push and Polish. I think I updated my phone and I just lost that iDamage app. But yeah, I think that was one of the apps that I was using at one point, and that is very good for $3. I mean, it did tell you where hail hit, and you can set up different alerts. I don't know if you can still do it now, but you could set up alerts, especially in our area. Like, I'm not worried about hail in Texas, but in our area, I can actually, because I don't watch the news at all. Like, I don't turn on Fox 5. I don't know what's happening. Same. The entire DC can be burning down. I have to see it. So the damage app was nice because you can only just set up alerts, hail's in the area, tornado watch, just stuff like that. Your phone will probably do tornado watch and flood watches, but the hail is a good thing. So it's iDamage is what it's called. I believe Push and Polish is talking about that.
Jesse here was talking about a 2016 Dodge Caravan with hail on the hood. As you know, on those Dodge Caravans, some of them are honeycomb.
Yeah, it's all honeycomb, right?
So if you can't get through those small little clip holes, which you're going to be trying to glue pull, which is also difficult on those cars because I think they're aluminum as well.
Yep.
So if you're not able to glue pull on those, then you're going to be trying to go through the clip holes, like I said. So my recommendation is those 2 things. Or if you're able to, try to go conventional with the hood and take the rest of the car if you can.
It is a very time-consuming repair on that hood.
Yeah.
I remember working with Ryan up in RPS, and I love the roofs. So I jumped on the roof of the Caravan, and he was not happy when he took that hood off.
Yeah.
But he sat there and glue pulled the entire thing. Last couple of dents, I believe he pulled the paint. Wow. It was depressing. It was depressing. I mean, I was on that roof for 4 hours almost, maybe 3.5. He was on the hood for the same amount of time, for like half the money, because the hood they don't want to pay anything for it. And it's still 3-4 hours of repair. And I remember he was pulling like crazy. So anyway, if you can kick them, that's ideal. I don't kick panels if I can fix them. That's just me. It's probably not the most lucrative tactic, but it's just, it helps the body shop. They don't have to now run it through the system, especially if they're trying to get the car, to the customer with cycle time and stuff like that. So, Push and Polish also says follow Hail Trace on Facebook too. So those are if you guys are hail chasing or have a PDR company and kind of local dent guy, try those things too. We had a comment. We had a question here.
Well, Drew was
tips on
how not to glue pull the clear when glue pulling. So how do you not pull clear, or what would cause it?
Well, I mean, the car that comes to mind when he said that was the Subarus. You pretty much have good chances of pulling clear with those cars. That the clear is just so thin, it doesn't bond well to the paint. What I try to do is keep the tab, I always say gooey, but keep it a little warm. I don't let the glue actually harden. That seems to help me when I pull. It doesn't give a good pull, but at least I know that the tab is not going to do any damage. Hasn't made a
full bond.
So basically, I want the tab to stay on the car when I pull. I don't want to pull and then the tab comes off.
Yeah.
So I want to better my chances that the tab stays onto the car and let me physically take the glue off the car.
Yeah.
It makes sense. So that's kind of my method when I see painted panels or something like that, and about an 80% chance of making sure that you don't pull everything up.
And then someone was asking if you do pull, who's responsible? Is it you, or does the customer know the risk?
I let the body shop know, especially with any Subaru, that hey, there's a strong possibility that you will be painting certain areas. I mean, I had brand new Subarus and the paint just comes off. I had other techs experience, 27-year tech. I mean, this guy was a beast. And
you're going to communicate if you're in a body shop that there's the potential of this. What about with a retail customer?
I mean, there's waivers that you can sign.
Yeah, Mobile Tech RX does have waivers. So, and if you don't have Mobile Tech RX, I would definitely invest into that. There is a lot of information in some of those other screens there. If you really dive into Mobile Tech RX, there's tutorials, places to shop, places to get training, places to buy tools. So check out a lot of those screens in Mobile Tech RX that has that. So, but for me, if it's a retail situation, I'm going to have them sign a glue pull waiver if I am uncomfortable in any way with this panel, whether it maybe be repainted. I think it's repainted.
Some scratches on it or something.
Where the paint could possibly be damaged from our process. I'm going to go ahead and try to relinquish any
I agree.
Liability for that. So, but if I am in a body shop, I'm going to be communicating with whoever I need to be talking to about that particular vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, we did that Lexus that was an all-around paint job. It was almost like a brand new Lexus. And I basically said, hey, this whole car has been painted. How do you know? You can see all the dirt all in the paint. Showed them. Hood was one of the worst things. That's what actually pulled the area that we pulled the paint on. But another thing about Mobile Tech RX is, please pay for the comp pricing. It is crazy when I hear people say that they don't have the comp pricing and it pays for themselves. Because the next question I ask is, how do you know if a panel's high strength still or not? And then they're stuck. And I think it's only like $30 a month.
The comparative pricing is
kind of weird
definitely
that you
important.
don't have that.
Definitely important with Mobile Tech RX.
And what it's also been doing is the NADA.
Yes.
Now I've been able to say, I just asked your insurance company, what is your percentage? Oh, we're at 75%. And if I know there's an older car and I start, checking the NADA, I'll put it at 75%. And then I already know if I'm wasting my time here or not. I'm looking at the car.
We had a 1997 Chevrolet Cavalier come in. It did not get approved.
Okay.
With hail damage. It was a clean 1997 Chevy
right?
Cavalier, inside out, clean, no rust, minimal rust, whatever it was. But just a clean car. And the customer said he wanted an estimate and just didn't know which way he was going to go, if he wanted to get it fixed or anything like that. But definitely at least wanted to get it estimated. And even the adjuster that we were working with was kind of unsure which way it was going to go. Was that going to actually total out the car or not? So, during hailstorms, you never really know what you're going to get. I mean, there's cars like that do come in, and Mobile Tech RX is nice because you're able to see the value of that particular vehicle against your estimate that you have, and if it may possibly either go over even the value of the vehicle itself. So, definitely a huge benefit for
just picture it
in our hail estimating that we've been doing.
Just picture it. You walk up to the insurance guy, you're trying to be friendly and say, hey, Johnny, I just did this estimate. I know you're at 75%. NADA is 2,800. Looks like 75% is, I don't know, quick math, maybe 2,200, and we're over that. That right there shows that you're about your business. Just start that off right there. He's going to be like, oh, yeah, that's what I have. Yeah, you're right. He has nothing to say. So when the next time comes, he knows you're a professional. You know what you're doing.
Yeah. So this is why we promote it. This is why they are a sponsor of our show, because we believe in the company so much. We believe in that application for our process, paintless dent removal. For our company here, this is what we trust. And also, just a quick tip, Sioux Falls Dent Repair did say that if you do purchase Mobile Tech RX during Black Friday, they will give you comparative pricing free for the year. So if you guys don't have it now, just kind of be looking around Black Friday. They may be having a little deal going.
I mean, Black Friday is kind of far from now. You
it
will
is,
make
that's what I'm
your
saying.
money back.
So you will, but
pricing.
but I mean, for some of the guys who are just kind of on the fence, you don't really know. I know there are a couple applications out there, and people think certain things. But this is what we use here. It's tried and true for myself, yourself, our company.
Yep.
And that's a nice little tip from Sioux Falls for around Black Friday. If you are on the fence, maybe go towards get that for maybe next year. You know what I mean? Kind of finish out your year with what you're currently using. Get Mobile Tech RX maybe around Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and then start that January 1st and use that and get the free comparative pricing for the year. So take a look into that, guys.
And John just said go monthly until then. I mean, it is worth It's worth it. If they double the price, I'll pay for it. That's how much I believe in that comparative pricing. I think we want to wrap it up. Any questions? If you guys have any questions, feel free to jump in the chat. We'll probably be on for another 5 minutes.
Yeah. So you guys kind of saw a little bit. This, like the title says, this is part 1. There's a lot of stuff that went into probably the last 8 weeks with 2 storms, 1 little storm, and then another one right after that. So 2 storms kind of back to back with hail, and they're not in the same location. They were kind of in
almost 2 hours away.
Yeah, 2 different locations for our company to now kind of be spread thin and stuff like that between multiple shops. Someone had asked, do we shut down our retail during those times? So unfortunately,
we have to shut down and do 3 to 4, maybe even 5 weeks out. And that's still a challenge for us because, I'm all about the customer experience, and to let them schedule something, August 10th is a little hard for me.
Yeah.
But we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah. And part 2 is going to kind of divulge why we have to do that.
Yeah.
We're going to go into a little more in depth on what we have to coordinate, how we have to do it, how many bodies that we have to kind of pull.
Right? So just, we're still on part 1. We're still talking, this storm, the first day our dealership got hit, and they were actually running around, didn't know what to do.
Saturday night?
Saturday night.
Because I know you were up Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday night. I woke up Sunday, 7 a.m., drove out there to see if they had any damage. They had damage. I said, okay, let me know. We still got a couple of cars done that week, just, what was sold. It wasn't bad damage, so it could be done within, a couple of hours, 5 or 6 hours, if we were all set up. But it took a little longer because we had this, repair their cars in like the service lane, so we had to load tools. So it was about a 1 day per car thing now. But on Friday, their insurance came. This is July 5th. So I had to basically, which we kind of took the day off, but they told us that the insurance was coming July 5th. I facilitated and helped the insurance company with set up 4 different lights. We had most of the guys there, especially the gentleman our tech that services that dealership. He was there, and we were just helping out their insurance. They had like 4 guys. We had to write estimates on 38 or 40 cars, and that took the full day almost.
No, real quick, did you have to do that?
I feel like I had to do that.
Right.
I mean, the dealership,
you're not. There's no money being like. It's not like a contract where it's like Dentless Touch has to be here for every hailstorm. If our dealership gets hit, Christopher Ray has to come in and move these cars for us and estimate with the insurance. Like none of that. You had to do during a holiday weekend.
I knew that they weren't the best at doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I knew I had some knowledge into that. So I said, at least let me show up and let me see how they want to use me. And I mean, they use my lights. I had to count dents. I had to circle dents. So I mean, I'm glad I was there.
Yeah.
I had to call reinforcement. I thought I would be able to do it myself, and I had to call Ryan and say, "Hey, are you busy? Can you come over here and help me out here?"
And what that's doing is that's
I'm
showing
the porter too.
that's showing your account, that dealership that you're involved. You want to help them. Just that their new and used cars just got damaged, and what are you there to do? You're trying to help them get them done as fast as possible and facilitate everything to make sure it goes smooth. They have insurance companies there. It may be their first insurance claim with hail damage on 175 units, 300 units. It could be their first time. So having an extra body there who actually knows about hail damage and how to repair it is huge, because a lot of these people are salesmen, they're owners, they kind of heard about it. Maybe they've never gone through it. They're general managers. Their whole career has been based on car sales, not car reconditioning.
Right.
And this is what we're here to do, is recondition the car back to its original factory.
You could just
0 miles on it. And
you could just hear their voice. They were like, how are we going to do this? I have a truck and trailer that has a tent set up. And so Monday morning, it is pouring down raining. I am soaking wet trying to set up this tent. And I was like, I'm done with this tent. There's no way it's gonna be able to keep the water out. My feet were wet because it was so much rain. And so I said, nope, another route. Let me go to an industrial area and see if I can locate a building. It's worth a shot. So
yeah, and so I think part 2 is gonna really get into the nitty gritty of that, because I was very surprised to get a phone call from Chris about that whole process. And how. Now, I don't want to say it went very smooth.
Oh, yeah.
But it was something that I know that myself I probably never would have thought of to do. Even though it is common, I think in just like the hail game, that is a thing to do. It's just
it's a lot of prep, though.
Yeah, but in my at my career and where I've come from, my background, like that just never, me making those moves, that move wouldn't probably
it's not easy, because if you haven't even signed one lease, why would you sign a lease just for hail?
And you haven't worked on a car, like you don't know what you're working on, especially if you're by yourself. Like, okay, my dealer got hit, but I got 17 body shops to do and retail customer. There's a lot going on, so that's just I was very surprised to hear that. We do want to kind of tell you all about that. I think it's super cool, and it's actually working out. It's worked out for the last week and a half now. Probably better than we expected. So we're gonna kind of save that. But what we're trying to do with these kind of 2 parts, maybe 3 parts with this, is kind of show you our whole timeline of what we're thinking, what we're doing when this isn't a major hailstorm. This is I'd say a small.
Yeah, small.
This is small. This is minor, I think.
We'll probably
in the grand scheme of like hailstorms, I think this is small and minor.
Very small, yeah.
But what we're trying to do is deliver on kind of our thoughts on how we moved accordingly with the timeline we were given. Storm hit. This is what we got to do this week, this day. Shops need this. This is how many cars. Dealership
and
got
from
hit.
A Dorting
what about that retail one? Hey, that one over this one body shop's got one. How many bodies do we need here? This is what we have. Holidays in the mix. Like, there's so much stuff going on that we kind of had to coordinate. And what we wanted to do here was walk you through a little bit of.
Yeah, from our standpoint, hail guys with big old trailer, this is nothing. They do this every day, but for a Dorting guy that's trying to capitalize on everything, they don't want someone coming in the area and just taking it all just because they can't make a decision, or, they just don't know how. So, we want to give, that's why we're doing the part 1, part 2, part 3, some of the things that we've, learned and we experienced. We want to give that back, again, getting that building month to month. Insurance was all set up. I mean, it was ready to go.
People from out of town, getting them set up, insurance stuff with them.
We're modifying the area, knocking down walls and stuff so we can get more cars in, and facilitating putting that wall back up. I mean, it could be stressful to certain people, but the whole point of these live is to, this is what we're going through. It is okay. We're a text message away. I do answer stuff on Instagram. That's kind of like our message system for me and most likely Dave. But yeah, we're willing to help, and this is share our experiences, and I feel like that's what this is all about. This is why we do these live shows, and so that's why we're going through the part 1, part 2, and then obviously the closure part 3, what we've learned, and all that good stuff.
So I think next show we're definitely going to really dive deep
into the first day of pushing and
all
coordinating.
Of it. All of that. So right now this is kind of a back-to-back storm, like I said, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of insight on why we're doing it like this. But Yeah, hail hit the area. We kind of had to set it up a little bit between multiple locations. And it was definitely
Yeah, we have 3 locations right now just doing hail right now.
yeah.
So it's getting crazy, and possibly a 4th. And then we still have body shops that are kind of
That we have
has
service.
the onesie twosies type stuff with, some major wholesale lots that we do. So it is what it is. But we're getting through it. So far, no complaints. I think we had one comeback. That was my fault. I was just very tired and missed 2 dents. The lady picked it up. So, it is what it is. I went to her house, knocked it out, because I'm very anal if I miss a dent.
Yeah.
So, but it was just the wrong car. But out of all those cars, just surprisingly, we only have that one comeback. That was actually crazy. That's pretty good. And that car had at least 400 dents on it. And I just missed the one on the gas door. It is what it is. Slip through. But anyway, guys, that is it. We want to thank our sponsors for allowing us to put on the show. We'll be getting more of a routine. This was the 2 weeks of setting these storms up was a little much for us, but we'll get back in the routine of every week. So you'll see us back here next week. We want to thank our sponsors, Mobile Tech RX. Make sure you jump on that and the comparative pricing. We got Dent Craft Tools, and we got Blim Tools. Blim sent out their new leverage tool that I'm going to be doing a review on, guys. And I have like 7 or 8 reviews coming out, so stay tuned to the channel. Like I said, we're getting through so much work right now, and we're starting to get our bearings and get a good schedule going. So definitely bear with us. We're not leaving you hanging. We're just ultimately just beat when we get home.
Yeah, I mean we're trying to show you guys even like just why on even a Monday why we can't even just be able to do a live show because there's so much going on. We're working on the weekends, just trying to coordinate and stuff like that between ourselves. What do we have to do to make everything run smooth just this week? Even just this day. Yeah. So bear with us, guys. I think that
we're good
like
now.
You said, we're good now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we should be good.
That's another hailstorm happens on Tuesday or something.
Right, exactly. So this is just kind of what we've been dealing with lately. It's been fun. It's been exciting. It's definitely tiring. But, we wanted to kind of jump on here and let you guys know and kind of walk you through, like I said, what we've been dealing with.
Yeah, yeah. I get asked this question a lot. Like, what do you do in a hailstorm? What a percentage? What is this? What is that? So, we're here to help. So have your questions for part 2 next week. And we'll definitely have more information of the first 2 weeks of actually pushing, and I think you guys will enjoy the next show.
Awesome.
Okay, see you guys. See you guys in the next show. Peace.